Hello and welcome to another edition of Motor Cars Enthusiasts. Right off the bat on the old show today, fantastic news, because apparently after 2 years of being off the calendar, the old Bonneville Salt Flats is back to its old ways, back to maybe being able to make some record runs. A couple of years ago, through massive rain and some erosion, a lot of the salt was thought to be gone forever, but the salt has kind of returned over the past couple of years, able to maybe make some record runs. In fact, they've got 3 lanes of record runs, one almost 8 miles long, ready for some full-blown, high-speed record action. Talking about maybe firing it back up in late August of 2016, which is a little over months away, so hopefully this is definitely going to be the case. Next up on the list, Renault Sport showing off the heavily revised Renault Sport Clio RS. Now, the new RS gets some new front fascia, including these cool checkered flag daytime running lamps. It gets a little action out back as well. Not to mention there's some revision to the interior of the machine. Now, the vehicle comes in 3 different trim levels. It comes in a Sport and a Cup and Trophy edition. Now, the Sport and Cup versions get a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder making 197 brake horsepower. 0 to 60 comes in at just 6.9 seconds and has a top speed of 141 miles an hour. Now, if you go with the Trophy edition, you get the same 1.6 liter turbocharged 4, but now it makes 217 brake horsepower, which brings the 60 mark down to 6.6 and that top speed up to 146 miles an hour. This vehicle will be on sale at your Renault dealership in Europe in the middle part of September, so you better get on your horse and get down to your Renault dealership right now. Next up on the list, I've always kind of waited for somewhat more official news coming out about the Aston Martin Vulcan, especially about the power and 0 to 60. But apparently, if you're only going to build 24 of these machines, you really don't have to come out and lay all the cards on the table, if you will. It comes with a 7-liter, normally aspirated V12, making 800 horsepower plus, shifted through a 6-speed sequential gearbox, and it's a track day only, and it is definitely a track day weapon, especially if you get to see it on the old Top Gear program in the hands of Mr. Chris Harris. Now, this vehicle, like I said, only 24 of them built. This is number 11 in that lineup, and it resides here in the United States, but you may be able to get your grubby little hands on it because this thing's already going up for auction at the Mecum auction, Monterey, California, August 18th through the 20th. This is lot number R300. Now, this vehicle sold for 1.5 million pounds sterling, or 2.3 million US dollars. So I'm assuming this guy or gal is going to have a hefty reserve on this machine. Not for sure if they're selling it off maybe because it scared them, or if it may be one of those situations where they're going to try to turn a buck. So we'll have to wait and see. I'm assuming it's going to have a big reserve, and I'm assuming it's not going to sell. Next up on the list, this is just car pornography, if you will. This is the brand new Honda / Acura NSX in bare naked carbon in GT3 spec trim, doing some testing in the wet. Can I make that sound any more perverted than I just did? I think this car is the boss, really, honestly. It's a pretty neat piece of kit. Really cool to see it in full-blown race trim. Haven't heard official numbers as far as what this thing's going to be packing, whether GT3 will allow them to run this vehicle in electrified mode, or if it's just going to have to be that twin turbocharged V6. We'll have to wait and see on those fronts. I just wanted to really show off the picture. Next up on the list, the Chevrolet SS has been with us, I think, about a little over a year, a couple of years maybe, and has not sold very well. I honestly really think it's just the sheer fact that General Motors doesn't really want to support this, or definitely doesn't want to advertise this machine, because if you don't know, it just kind of looks like an everyday runabout sedan. But living within is the 6.2 liter normally aspirated V8, making over 450 brake horsepower, and can be bought in 6-speed manual and 6-speed automatic trim levels. Now, just because this vehicle doesn't sell very well doesn't mean that there could be an upgrade, because the groundswell of rumors about a supercharged version of this machine, yes, the LSA 6.2 liter supercharged V8, much like out of the Z06, much like out of the CTS-V, could reside in this machine. Now, this thing's already seen action overseas, including the Vauxhall brand has a supercharged version, and the original home country for this machine, the Holden version, has a supercharged version as well. So, fingers crossed that we get one of these stateside, hopefully very, very soon, some Australian supercharged goodness. Cannot wait to see if they actually pull the trigger on this. But with the amount of groundswell of rumors floating around, there may be some fire when it comes to all this smoke floating around. Last up on the list, the Grand Tour is rapidly approaching your streaming television screens. The boys, the ex-Top Gear group, is heading out across the world to film these live segments, where they're calling studio segments, that'll start off in Johannesburg, South Africa, actually the week of the taping of this particular program, on July 17th. Amazon has now announced that there's 3 more scheduled dates, but they haven't announced the cities inside of these. 1 in Germany, 1 in the United Kingdom, or 1 in Britain, I should say, and 1 in the United States. But haven't heard about the German or the Britain version of this as of yet. But as far as the US bound version, there is a contest that you can win tickets, and it's all expensive paid, including $200 to spend on whatever you'd like. Not to mention you get to meet the 3 blokes as well. So all you have to do is be a member of Amazon. You don't have to be a Prime member and get you involved in the contest, because I am yet to be a Prime member. I'm already involved in the contest, so head on over to your interwebs and check it out. I got the link on the Facebook page as well if you want to check it out over there. So, haven't heard from where exactly it's going to take place. Hopefully those informations will come out soon as well. And that's all there was that I thought was worth talking about for this edition of Motor Cars Enthusiast. Don't forget to like us over on the Facebook page. Links down in the show notes. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to the channel, you can do so at any time and get the first dibs on the brand new shows as soon as they come out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon.